Yeah, there we go. Hold on. Thank you, everybody. What is up? We are back, MuseMe TV, with all the excitementness. Dude, we got Cruz back in the studio. Cruz is back into the studio, everybody.
Hello, nice to meet you again, sir.
It's very good to see you. Time. Yes, good to see you. Thank you for coming. I know you were just like, oh, hey, get me back on the podcast. Let me be on your podcast.
And why not?
I was like, that's kind of forceful, but hell yeah, let's get him back on.
Just give me that shit. Bring it over here.
So welcome. How you been, man? Last time you were on, you were actually episode... Do you remember what episode you were on?
100 and something.
No. Oh, man. Yeah, you were actually episode 116.
That's...
116.
That's something... Oh, word.
I was hoping you could remember. You're like, it was fun. I had a good time on episode 116, but 100 and
when
something.
Someone reminds me later on in the future when they listen to this shit and they're like, damn, that's a classic, eh? I'm going to listen to this forever. Because, like, they have to start from episode 1, no? Because, like, you got to see the history of your development because you're going to be a great podcaster in the future, no?
You can, but some people just like to jump to the end. Nobody listens to the beginning Joe Rogan.
Bruh. What?
Tell me who was his first tech guy?
I don't give a shit.
There you go. Yeah,
Brian Redband.
There you do. So at least you're trying and listening.
And now it's Mikey.
No, it's not Mikey. Who the fuck's
Bro,
Mikey?
You don't know him? He's the guy that does some of the other research, besides the guy that just like watches.
Mikey.
You didn't know that?
No, it's not Mikey.
No.
I know who it is. It's not Mikey. There's that random history from Cruz, everybody. We got that random history from Cruz.
I don't do shit.
Yeah. No, what were you doing? You just got back and you're like, oh, I lost my glasses because I was out there adventuring, or...
No, sir. No. Okay. I mean, like, if you consider adventuring your mind. No, I was rolling around in the grass and punching things, and then that's about it.
It's adventuring. That's learning new things.
I try to do everything as badly as possible.
And why is that?
Because at least I get to do everything. Like, hey, bro, I could do one thing good. Hey, that's cool, one thing. And there's a whole lot of flavors in that one thing. But, dog, if I had, like, an everything bagel, and that bagel was made out of, like, a slice of watermelon.
You can still be good at all of that, at least a little bit. Not do the worst. It sounds very negative. I'm getting a very negative vibe right now.
Well, yeah, but if you let the picture develop, it's kind of cool.
Over time, but you still get to get both, especially back in the day. We're talking about the whole being classic and stuff. What does this tattoo represent?
The one on my left arm?
The one on your right arm that says pain with lines dragging down on it. That actually looks like a stick shift. Like if you have driving your life.
Park. I only have park and again and in. Yeah.
Park again.
In.
In.
That's what it stands for. Except so only the first part's an acronym, and then the last part's just a word. So it's a park again, and then period, and then in.
I get it.
But and so it's supposed to be like a hotel inn, but it's only spelled with one N. It's really hard, to understand that those words are pronounced the same. But like I figured if I could just save some space and not spend another extra however much it would cost to get an N.
Is that really the explanation of your tattoo? Or do you have some kind of cool little, hey, I got this tattoo to signify life and pain and lines? Tell us about it. Tell us about your tattoo.
Allow me to breathe into my skin and feel again what it was to experience the needle penetrating my body. Oh, no. So pain teaches you lessons. That's about it. I've never actually done the whole self-harm, cut yourself thing. But, I mean, I guess I kind of have, because that's what tattoos are, except I'm not the one doing it. It's just like, just take longer.
But
I'll
you
pay
like
more
it.
money.
Yeah, and you're like it, too. You're just like, yeah, I can take this. Keep going. Where people are just like, oh, I shouldn't take pain. There's nobody. Have you ever met anybody that has no tattoos at all?
Yeah.
That's a little weird, right? A little weird. Because it's just like...
Your body's a temple, dude.
Is it really?
I mean, you... not to point out... never mind. I'm not going to share any of your beliefs.
Yeah, right. What were you going to say?
it's the Sabbath, so I can't drink any alcohol.
You're not
And I was
supposed to. You're not supposed to. But not only that.
What if you have really dirty water, and then the only thing that you could use to clean your water is wine, and then you're like, but it's Sunday and I can't drink any water because even though it's dirty and it's gonna kill me, I put a little bit. Yeah. What then?
You're cleaning it.
What then?
You're cleaning water with
wine, and then it's getting you drunk, which is alcohol.
That's not how it works. And sometimes you have to sacrifice for the blood of the lamb to like take in that day on the Sabbath.
So you drink lamb blood instead of water?
I drink a little bit of goat's milk. That's actually pretty nutritious.
You
for
milk goats?
No, I don't. They have it at the store. Whole Foods. Check it out.
Someone milks a goat.
Yeah, you never, dude, they milk rats. Have you never had rat milk?
No.
Wow.
No.
Dude,
no.
with that pain tattoo, you need to experience
I'm more of a gerbil
more.
bacon type of guy.
Gerbil bacon.
Yeah, dude. Talk about so technically it's not a bacon bit because at that size it's like so small that it's actually a solid piece of bacon. But compared to like a pork bacon strip, it's a lot smaller, so it looks like a bacon bit. So it's a lot more expensive for like a pack of 12. But gerbil bacon,
everybody. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
I'd like to make sounds with my mouth.
Okay.
And so, okay.
Are you auditioning for America's Got Talent with these?
No, I'm not. All I'm saying is that I consider myself not special but unique. Hello, world. I'm here to tell you a story about something that's, for whatever reason, happening to me right now. Like, time is just going so damn slow that I feel like if I was on like a TV show with someone else, because like you're a person,
yeah.
and I mean like proportionately speaking, like your one person is pretty equal in personhood to another one person. So it doesn't matter if you're fucking famous, dude. My goal is to pretty much just keep doing whatever the fuck I do because I have a story to develop. Like you were saying, like it's mad negative because I don't know why you were saying that it was negative, but like a lot of the things that I do are like quote unquote negative because I enter myself into the system of like intentional suffering and conscious labor, and it's kind of a bitch because like my conscious labor is to suffer intentionally, which is hilarious to me because I don't actually get paid for it. And anyway,
what is that conscious suffering in a sense though?
Conscious
and
labor,
like,
conscious labor, intentional suffering.
How though? Are you building up a skill? Are you trying to like intensify yourself in a way that just is unbearable, but you still do it anyways? That sounds like intentionable.
Okay, so you said, do I want to intensify, and then a bunch of adjectives. So I'm just going to answer the do you want to intensify thing. Intense means like in time, right? So in a sense, what I'm trying to say is that like, yeah, I want to be intense because I would rather be synchronistically speaking to my audience that is exactly right here and anywhere, right? So like we don't know who's listening to this shit. That's what I'm saying. Like this is a classic. Anything that's ever been fucking made by a person, and I mean like dishonestly, even if it's a copy, because Andy fucking Warhol created like the ability to make art out of a copy. So serial numbers will be expensive. Like robots, bro, from like the ultra future will consider anything now gold, anything, because they preserve things in history. And even if you have like a perfect scan of something, having the actual thing is Rosetta Stone. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter like what you understand of a relic, but a relic exists in such a way that if you were to view it from the future, you have to understand that there's an entire system of people, not just one person that went into the work of just like creating a microchip.
Yeah, that's of everything though. That's even of human.
It's gonna get to the point where you don't even know how you're manipulating shit though. Like it'll seem like making this, even though it's easy to do that, you wouldn't be able to find the function for it.
Well, it's
because they're like, well, what are we going to use a transformer for? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck do we need to store energy for if we have the ability to like just summon energy out of our? And I mean, like, it sounds kind of stupid, but like legitimately, like in the future, people will not even understand because they'll think that our shit and how we made it, like machined it, because who's really going to understand that like a thing that spins something creates all of the legs on a table and then has the ability to create a sphere. And then you could use the sphere to like anything. Like the amount of work to go into the creation of tools, it's going to be a miracle. It might as well be magic. They're going to think that everything that they've done at that, us in the future.
Yeah. Well, even now with the whole, it feels like we've been transported back because with all the like great structures of history that we have, but yet we still can't really achieve that kind of feat yet. It's like we can't. How is this possible and made? Yet history says that it was done with little manipulous tools, but yet like you were saying, it has to be a bigger picture in a sense where we had this amazing knowledge, but then forgot it all in one sense.
Do you know how to chip a fucking rock until it turns into an axe? And do you know how to find the rock that's big enough to be chipped into an axe?
Yeah, and then rub down, and then
up?
even with water, there's so many ways to manipulate the structure of the rock. It just doesn't have to be with chipping it down or just doing that kind of stuff either. And it all depends on how the construction.
Well, when you say it's
done.
not just something like that, the amount of finesse that it takes to be able to chip, like do the actual like work to create an axe, bro, is like it's hilarious to me that people just make it seem like, oh, I just hit something. Like, no, there's so much skill and angle. You have to get like the right density of a bone. Fucking.
You're talking to a person that practices guitar
I didn't
at least
know that.
4 hours a day. Like that's crafting a fucking sword right there, dude. I have to sit there and do that all day, not like go out there and like lose my glasses all the time.
No, wait.
Yeah. Make it fucking late. Everybody, we're here 5 fucking minutes late. Thank you, everybody. Chaz says I create my own tools from crafting. Chaz says he creates his own tools.
Do you want me to tell you
crafting.
Congratulations or something?
Well, you should. You just went on this whole rant about, oh, that takes so much time and effort of creating.
Yeah, dog. I play Minecraft. I craft my own tools. Give me more context, bro. Do you fucking use a lathe? Do you machine things? Like, do you know?
There's a lot of wood tools. Wood tools are a lot more often
yeah,
too.
exactly. So, like, my point is, like, are you what? Give me more
And what's
context on that.
what's the wrong with crafting on Minecraft? That's actually a skill base on its own too. Have you ever played it?
No.
If you jump on it, then you would be lost. Just like crafting in your first time, not knowing how to do it. You have to learn how to process all this information. You can't just be the indigenous person that knows how to do it. They learned over a process of time, where now, dude, we have amazing machinery because of the beginning processes of, I'm going to sit here for a couple hours and just chip away at this stone. And now we don't need that anymore because we have new machines that chip away at stone or new advances in technology.
No, we don't need that because that's just not an art that's respected anymore.
Well,
Nobody's creating like stone axe. Like, did you know what's hilarious to me? That there's like these weird, I'm not sure if they're copper or pewter or whatever fucking metal that they're made out of, but like there's Chinese statues that are just like, I think, no, they might even be clay, that are just like made there. And honestly, if you just seen like one little pillar or like a broken leg and like all you seen was a foot, you wouldn't be like, that's art, dude. Like, you wouldn't understand what it was like in the very beginning. So like the arts that I'm saying that should be respected are the ones that we like practice with our body and our mind. And you need to, I try to, through certain mechanisms, and those mechanisms are really simple, but like honestly just repetition of the same thing. Like One Punch Man, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and they're like, you could just punch through anything. It's the same thing as just imagining while you're moving and assuming that whatever's chasing you is the idea that you've always wanted but have been too like afraid to actually garnish in like the real world.
Just being able to do it consecutively. Yeah. I got that discipline, man. That's that discipline. That's why I don't drink on the Sabbath. It's a discipline thing.
Speaking of drinking on the Sabbath, I am parched.
You can help yourself to something in that mini fridge if you'd like. I wouldn't go for any of the hard stuff, though. I don't have any shot glasses and stuff. You can have any other.
I could use my hand outdoor swig one.
Yeah, that's not how this works in this quarantine state of world right now.
It did take me a little bit longer to leave last time because I was drunk, in fact, and I wanted to wait. Give me just a moment, people.
Yeah, anyways, again, we're here chilling out with Cruz, everybody. Thank you again. Chaz says he's carving. He does some carving stuff, so that's some stuff that he works on. And also, what else is some crafting that is out there in the world, everybody? Lego crafting. Now that is a thing. Why do you have a Hawaii hat?
I picked it up from a place called Paradise downtown off of 7th Street.
Oh shit!
It's not like really a why. It was more just like I was looking for a hat.
And they had that one.
No, they handed me that one. I went in there and I was like, "Excuse me, may you please just do me a favor and pick out my style for me because I do not really care." And they were like, "Oh, all right, okay." And it was a lady, so like I'm not really gonna do the voice, but at the same time, like whatever. She gave that to me. It was nice. It made me happy.
Nice. Hawaii. As you can see, it's a little bit more difficult than we had anticipated. We're back. Thank you again for joining, everybody.
Sorry, Chaz. I didn't fucking carve this tool to open a bottle, so I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to be used or at which angle.
Do you not know how to use that tool?
A bottle? Did you see me pry this bitch open a second ago? Yeah, it could have been twisted. I didn't realize that till right now.
Oh, it's okay, dude. That's what we're here for, is to talk about twisted stuff in the world.
What about transistors?
What about transistors?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about corn.
But do you know what a transistor, like how many you need in actual voltage and stuff like that?
Yeah, dude. What a silly question. Are you
Well,
fucking serious?
I need some help with.
How old are you? How old am I? Yeah, no. Answer that question for me, and then tell me if I fucking know the answer to that question. I do. I really. You want me to? You want me to remind you?
Yeah, remind me about.
How about no?
150 watt amp, and how many transistors would it take to actually push out a sound from? What?
At how many hertz is the sound?
It depends.
And how many ohms are we talking about?
8.
8 ohms.
Yeah.
And 150 amps.
150 watt.
How many amps?
150 watt. It's amps are out of this world. I don't know a number, but there's a lot of them in there. There's a lot inside of this device. I'm just talking about my amp from my guitar. I wish I knew more of the ins and outs of it, but even
so
when
you want me to answer how many are in your...
I don't think you know how many are in there as well.
How would I know? I'm not a guitar expert.
But you are a transistor expert.
Let's talk about twisted transistors. Transistors, Cruz. You are in fact
nowhere.
a transistor expert. You know? Are you trying to label me, sir?
Wait, did you like that Korn album, Transistor? Whatever that Korn was. Stop turning on and off, you stupid thing. Jesus.
What happened?
No, it's just this app thing on my phone. I don't have the. If you remember from last time, I actually had something here that wasn't working for it. But yeah, when the shit hits the fan, skills will be invaluable. That's what Chaz says.
Skills. I plan on having absolutely no skills, and I also anticipate the end of the world soon.
Because.
What?
Why?
Because what I'm gonna do is actually make money off of doing the dumbest shit possible.
Explain.
Idiocracy.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
It's a movie. Oh, you just put the words right in my mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run for president.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm embodying Kanye right now.
I need you to be more famous, though.
What?
Yeah.
You need to be more famous? I need to be more famous.
Yeah, because if you remember in Idiocracy, the president was actually a global celebrity. I hate you so much, you stupid thing.
Are you saying like Donald Trump isn't a global celebrity?
He is, but you're not. How are you going to be president?
The guy that was the president in Idiocracy wasn't the smartest person in the whole world. He just woke. I forget
about being smart.
Did they just wake him up from the past or something?
No, he didn't end up being the president. It was Terry Crews. Do you even remember the movie? He doesn't remember the movie, people. I do like Chaz's thing.
Like I'm not here right now?
There's that.
Me.
They is what we need to start saying. Is what we need to start saying.
They don't know what the fuck they are talking about. Whoever he represents, they can suck it.
He's still doing it. It's supposed to be they people. Anyways, Chaz says, I predict World War III by 2030 or sooner. We're not ready for war. We talk about it like if we are, but we don't know anything about war.
I mean, conceptually speaking, we're fighting the economic war right now, right? Like we're just losing. So for whatever reason, we're feeling like the negative space.
Okay.
And like the yin yang of the economic world war. I mean, like it's just kind of funny because once you become like too negative, then people will assume that like, oh, they're just greedy. They never even intend to fucking build the shit back up. Because like seriously, why would a country lend another country trillions of dollars? And if you think about it, the potential that people have and that they were investing in like the technology and the minds, and essentially what we're doing now is giving people a break to go back home and build their skills because like, yeah, if the end of the world comes and we're going to be like, well, how come there wasn't something like COVID to come around so that everybody could have a break and like, get to know themselves before, the huge struggle that is going to be the limitation of like resources that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like anyway, sorry for the tangent, dude.
Makes
that
sense.
was just a lapse in
It makes sense.
temporal.
Makes sense. Here's a question. Did you benefit from the last stimulus check that we got from the government?
It went all towards debt.
But did you still get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like $1,100, I think.
Okay, so there's another one on the bill to propose it. So another stimulus check about to come up.
Like today?
How do you feel, though, that it's just racking up more of America's government like debt? What are we going to do with that?
That the people might appreciate it in the future, or it'll turn into a dictatorship.
Or to a sense where our dollar won't be the world reserve currency.
Or would you rather get fucking your dollar in the form of rice? Or would you get your dollar in the form of whatever you want to spend a fucking dollar on? Because if, we're just divvying out fucking resources and giving people care packages and shit, why not give people the one thing that because food stamps already covers the people that can't afford food. The people that can't afford food buy whatever the fuck they want anyway. And, you know, the stimulus check, depending on who actually, I'll wash this off later. Whoop. I don't really know anything about anything. Forgive me. What was the question again? Forgive me.
So how are you dealing with the COVID situation now? Do you have a job right now? Do you do something that?
Fuck no! I quit my job
because of this.
What?
I don't know. Some people quit their job because of COVID. I don't know.
No, I was getting overworked and underpaid, dog. Like,
that's everybody. Welcome to America, dude.
Okay, I quit my job because I'm everybody.
There you go. And then you stood up for yourself.
By quitting?
Yeah, because you didn't like what you were getting paid. You didn't like that you were being overworked, right?
I only worked for like a week and a half.
But you didn't like what you were getting paid.
I liked what I was getting paid. I just thought I was getting overworked. And if you're getting overworked, then even if you like what you're getting paid, you're not getting paid enough.
Okay. So yeah, you didn't like.
You're not happy. No one can pay you to be happy unless you're paying me a whole lot to fucking pick things up and put things down. I'm not gonna be happy doing that.
So yeah, you didn't like what you were doing.
I guess not, dude. I have a whole new business plan though.
Tell us.
Like shit, you not. So my favorite number is 84. I told you guys that. 116. Yeah, whatever. What I'm trying to say is that I'm going to basically charge people by getting my name out there and being like a weirdly, oddly Albuquerquean recognizable figure and like form of sense of humor because like I've done dumb shit before in the past and dumb shit that I do my best to acknowledge people when they look at me type dumb shit, and that's recognizability. So in Albuquerque, I can't build my fame by going to fucking California and be like, hey guys, shout out to New Mexico! Like, no one gives a shit. Like, seriously, even if I was even to start like my own New Mexico Albuquerque based restaurant called Burka in a Box, which I have a fucking plan for, so if you take that name, eat a dick and die, or give me founder fees, because Burka in a Box, bro, like, yeah, we can start our own chain. Yeah, why not just ship green chili everywhere and, you know, make green chili burgers everywhere? Because fucking why not? It's a burger. It's the same exact thing, but it tastes good. It's hot, and it'll be like a Midwestern hot. You know, what's the difference between a green chili burger and fucking what's it? Frito pie. You know what I mean? Like Frito pie with chili. It's the same exact thing. Just
yeah, nobody gets that too. Even on the East Coast, they call that chili corn chip casserole. That's what a Frito pie is called.
What?
It's the same thing, same ingredients, but it's just called a chili corn chip casserole. So that even that sense is kind of weird too, that even inside of our own like states and stuff, there's so much of a divide of how like people don't even know real green chili up in the East Coast and up there. It's like literally fucking green sauce to them. It's like this gross
green sauce.
Yeah, I don't know. They always question it and always talk about it when they come here. It's just like I've never thought that green chili was the way it is until they actually found out.
A green chili aioli.
What is that?
Like mayo and whatever you want to put in mayo, and then you just call it aioli because it's like sweet and delicious and fatty and
spicy.
Tastes like whatever the fuck. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You just said it, dude. It's crazy. Chaz says, I've been prepping since 1969, the summer of love. I'll be moving off the grid in 2 years.
Do you feel like you're part of this conversation, Chad? Because what the fuck is that? You're just going to bring that up out of nowhere, dog? Read the comment again. I want to hear that.
I'll be moving off the grid in 2 years. I have been preparing since 1969, the summer of love.
So you're old. That's cool, man. Do you have a manifesto? Are you one of those?
You know what the summer of 69 is, right?
The summer of love, apparently. No, but I don't know what that means, if that's what you mean.
It's just a reference to a song by an old guy. What the fuck is his name? Can't remember his name.
Oh, shit. Okay, bro. Which way does it go? Because it feels like...
Just break it, why don't you? Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, no dead space.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to loosen it, but it doesn't matter which way I turn it.
Loosen it to what?
So that I can raise it up towards my face so I can, like, assume a better position. Oh, shit. There you go. Word. La-di-di-da. See, now technically I'm higher than you.
That's cool. I'm glad.
Better posture, dude.
That's
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'11".
You're 5'11", dude?
Yeah. I have a hunchback, though. It's my bad.
Yeah, you're not showing your 5'11". Am I showing my 5'6" right now?
Oh, are you? Damn, you're fucking tiny, bro.
Yeah, but I look bigger than you on the podcast, dog. Look all hunched over shit. Can you even play the fucking drums?
Yeah, I can.
You have a set?
Yeah. I practice sometimes.
Okay.
I'm more of a guitar player, though. I play that shit all the time.
It's another thing I can't do.
I don't have no idea how to say that.
Is it Ajax?
Geezer, right?
Maybe it's a geyser.
Geezer 47.
4-7.
He just says closer, baby. I don't.
That's kind of gay.
That's what happens.
Unless no joke, dude. I'll have a knife on me. But if you want to pay for my company, that's what it's worth.
You should put your logo on it.
My number is already on my ears, dude. What exactly do you want me to? My logo?
On your knife.
On my knife.
Have, apparently, that we just heard on the podcast.
Yeah, it's a weapon. And check it out. I can stab him
for millions of people.
Assuming that the blade is that long, I can stab him from here.
I think he refers to his knife as his little penis. I don't know.
It is a fucking little knife. Do you want to see my little bitty knife?
He's like, I'm going to pull it out, bro.
I don't have it with me. I left it in my truck.
God damn
I do have a watch, though, and the watch is do you want to see my watch, dude? It's collectible.
Oh, it's one of those pocket watches, right?
Yeah, dude. Well, not really. It was a regular watch, and then I broke the band today. So
nothing about this watch works.
That's fine. It's my watch. Leave me alone.
That's okay. He keeps time in his own aspect of life. I like it.
I showed up here on time.
Chaz says, I grow the best weed in the world. Growers have no clue how. Is that really true, Chaz? I've seen some pretty good weed, so I don't know. Mike Tyson's weed is pretty good. Jay and Silent Bob's weed is pretty good.
Limit yourself to 3.
There's a lot of them. Tommy Chong's weed is pretty good.
That was 4 because he said there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. But yeah, marijuana. Are you a fan of marijuana, sir?
Only if you have any to offer me. If not, dude, then no.
No, wow. So you don't believe in like medical marijuana?
No, I do, but only if people are willing to give it to me.
That makes no sense. What medical ailments would you need the medical marijuana for at this moment?
My ADHD.
I feel like you have anxiety right now.
Do you think I have anxiety?
Yeah.
Can you feel my heart pumping?
It's
right
a
now?
hunch.
Because you have a hunch in your back. I get it. You're a fucking clue finder guy because you got a hunch all the time.
You can find those little details.
What happens when you straighten out your back? Do you like pop out your ass?
5 feet tall, dude.
No. You keep your lower back still bent, and then like you just straighten your upper back. So it's
like that. I have to. This is technically how I sit all the time, but it just gets a little bit over dragging.
It gets exhausting being me all day long.
Hell yeah!
I don't like to sit the proper way because it's like being me, but like better, and I don't like being better.
That's just something that happens, dude. Anyways, so how are you dealing with the whole COVID situation with the mask? Do you go into places and they tell you to put on a mask? Do you do it?
First of all, I like to just window shop.
Okay.
Yeah, no joke. I just go around places and like
scanning.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really need a mask, but when I do, I like to be a good influence to, well, not like it's like anybody's influencing the little kid because like your fucking parents are your biggest influence and you don't really care about strangers. But like, legitimately, if I'm going to be acting a fool, I should be, because I do like to act a fool like all the time, then I should be abiding by a certain class of laws. You know, no, because I burped sideways. I didn't burp into the mic this time. That prevents the particulate from entering and it doesn't stink later, I don't think. Maybe we should put like a little foam thing over it.
Anyways, you were talking about how you're an influence with your mask, like you're an influencer. You change people's lives. Tell us again.
No, I'm mad important. Okay. That's why I'm running for president.
Okay, and here you go, you guys. I'm pretty sure this wasn't the first place that he announced his campaign, but hey, we're endorsing it here on MuseMe TV.
I'm just speaking for Kanye.
Endorsing.
This is Kanye speaking through me.
Endorsing. No, Kanye ran. He said he's not doing it. He's like, I'm out. I'm not running for president. So now you have taken his place. As far as I've just heard, you are taking his place and wanting to run for the United States of America's president. The president of the United States. A very humble position.
Oh, yeah, but I deserve it.
Do you now?
Oh, yeah.
Give us some of your credentials. What are some things that you've done?
I've lived about 24 days.
24 days.
24 years.
Yeah,
And if I was
24.
to compact each one of those years into a day, then at least 24 days.
Okay.
And at least 24 hours.
And then 24 centuries if you wanted to.
So be it, man. If
You're compacting them however you want, man. I'm just trying to help you out in this campaign.
Like I said, everybody's equal proportionally to each other as one person to another person, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Then the only thing that's different between us is our experience, even if it's like bifurcated into a gender that we choose to like, right?
Very true.
Assuming that I don't bifurcate the, classification of what it means to be a person, and then just expect myself to just learn from experience through like actual time what's happening, then yeah, sure, you could call it centuries, but I'm not paying attention to shit like that closely. I'm not like, oh my gosh, all this stuff better be in the same position when I come back, because like, no joke, I spent, and I'm not going to be like specific about anything, but like I went to a person's house for the first time ever meeting them. For the first time, I played with their dogs. I moved their furniture. I spent the night. I asked to take a shower. I didn't take a shower. Asked to eat breakfast. Didn't eat breakfast. Stole their animal. Took them on a walk while they were like halfway asleep. And then I stared into the eyes of a turtle, which is another one of their animals. Took that. I stared at the turtle long enough until it told me secrets. This is real shit.
Okay. No one is undermining your word right now.
You're doing it right now, but not. No, I'm just kidding. But like, long story short,
Native Americans feel like they've came on turtles' back, so it's okay. I understand.
I put the turtle on my belly button and allowed the turtle to carry me.
Okay.
Right. In a sense, I'm recognizing that the turtle experiences gravity in a similar way that we do, and it just moves slower because it takes just as much effort to lift your entire fucking body and be on all four all day long that it does to retract and like rest at the same time. So what I'm trying to say is like, I talk about this shit a lot, but consciousness is really cool, and lizard brains can be accessed through like just attention, because like right now I can't see your pupils, which makes like this communication a little bit hard. But no joke, like for whatever reason, I had a conversation with the monk today, and that monk looked at both of my eyes all the time, like back and forth, and I was like, why did he do that? Because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, why not just stare at one eye the whole time and then assume that my attention is going to be like confined to whatever reason, just focusing on the center of my vision being your eye. Yeah. Right? So if I can like double that and then start to recognize that you're more than just your eyes, and then assume that the peripheral and the stillness that you're presenting to me right now, your stillness that you're presenting to me right now, is in a way like communicating something that I don't really understand. Like you are a part of me, and therefore your stillness is a form of respect to me, because for whatever reason I'm communicating in such a way that makes you not want to punch me or look at me in a vicious way, right? So like if I accept that you are a part of me and that you're not threatening me, or if I act threatened, or if I assume that you're threatening me, then I will be threatened, and only until that moment will I be threatened. Then I have to understand at the same time that I can let go of my attachment to fear, because I understand that you have a potential to hurt me. But since I'm talking and you're not presenting yourself in a threatening way, I'm allowed at this point to let go of fear, because fear is not useful to me. Right? So if you are presenting yourself in a threatening way, then I can assume fear. And when I get scared, I do what I do. Everybody just does what they do. You know what I mean? Like, don't ever corner somebody, because they'll just kick you in the balls, and then you'll be like, what a pussy, I can't believe you knew I had balls there. Like, it's not fighting dirty. It's like fighting dirty with your own mind. Right? Because if I'm just going to pay attention to your eyes and assume that I can stare you down and then be like, yeah, dude, I'm going to say a whole bunch of shit until you look down, because that's an indicator of your submission, which to me is hilarious, because the pissing contest that is between everybody, including men and women, is that like when you look at somebody, if you look down, you lose. If you are the one to shout first, you lose. So the ironic thing is, you can lose by being too loud, and you can lose by being too quiet. And in my mind, in order to allow a loss, you must allow for victory as well. And the victory is understanding that everything is very impermanent. And I'm dragging this from the conversation that I had with the monk earlier, because since everything is so impermanent, the character or the characteristic of individuation within every person is very different and morphs into something that assumes this peaceful state. But what that peaceful state can like be recognized as is submission. So you're submitting to time when you just stay still, when you're not interacting, when you allow dead space, when you look down, when you do anything that's negative, right? If I had mentioned something negative, I'm submitting to life, therefore I show weakness. Weakness is not a good thing because if you bend, you snap. Or unless you're willing to bend, you snap. You know what I mean? So in a way, you have to be willing to bend over and let life fuck you in the ass and take it. Because, like, no joke, dude. Like, you have to take a shit sometimes, right, dude? Don't be constipated. Telling someone not to be constipated when they're constipated is just like, yeah, dude, life's hard, isn't it? It's bullshit.
But that's like the same aspect of, like, having to do the repetitive thing over and over again. Like, I'm going to go and fucking do it this way, but taking a shit all the time. Like, you have to take a shit, and you can take the incentive to actually clean yourself or not. So every day, you know that's monotonous bullshit that you know has to be done. That's
if I'm laughing at you for taking a poop, don't assume that I'm, like, joking because my dick is in your butt. That's what I'm saying.
Is it?
Yeah. If I'm not, haha, you're taking a shit, your asshole's stretching right now, you fag. Is that me making fun of you? No. I'm saying everybody gets unfucked by life when we take shits. So if we take shits on people, we unfuck ourselves to those people. Because then we give the fuck to them. I'm giving you a fuck. And then you give me a fuck you. Right? I was told one time that a finger like this means you're number one. And it's hilarious because it's kind of true. The people that you could say fuck you to are pretty damn close friends. Because I could be like, hey, Angel, you know what, dog? That's the first time that I actually addressed you by your name. Fuck you, dog. But I respect you. Welcome to this podcast. It's your podcast, but I'm welcoming you to my version of your podcast.
Yeah, and no matter how you put it, like you said, I have that sense that you're thinking, you're doing, or you're reacting towards what's going on right here, right now, which is number one, whatever, in whatever sense. Again, in whatever aspect or whatever form of what we're talking about here, too. Because, again, like you said, taking that shit on people or doing that kind of stuff is kind of what people have to go through to know how to overcome those difficult aspects of life. Everybody goes through it. And if you don't, then you're obviously sugarcoating what was bad for you and not really pinpointing it in a way that's enlightened you or made you better in that sense. And, I mean, your insightfulness, the way you talk about certain things, make you seem like you know what are the difference between the aspects of how you're saying them. Like, what is the difference? Do you know what is really the difference when you say somebody getting fucked or somebody that has to be done repetitively? Like, doesn't somebody have to get fucked so many times that they know that they don't need to get fucked anymore?
Well, do you want to learn how to take a good shit or just be constipated your whole life?
It doesn't. I think
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, it's all a learning process. Yeah, it's a learning process.
That's why you don't put things back up your butt. Like, no joke, dude. Everybody appreciates fucking clipped nails. No joke, dude. Everybody. Because if you're going to do anything to anybody's body, the fucking aspect of it has nothing to do with, like, go fuck yourself, dude. You can enjoy fucking yourself. Can we all agree on that? You can actually enjoy fucking yourself. That's why it's called, like, a sin, because it's one of those things that's, like, really cheap that you can do yourself that, like, just feels like a sin because it's so good and it'll ruin your relationship because, yeah, there's studies out there that'll prove that if you watch too much porn, it's going to fucking ruin your life. What I'm saying is, like, the go fuck yourself thing is, like, go learn to fuck yourself before you talk to me. Because if you can't fuck you, don't think that I can fuck you. Because you don't even know how to ask what the fuck you're asking. Period. You don't know what the fuck you want from me. Because until you ask and you probe and you do something, your assumptions don't mean dick.
Until someone was asked to come and someone was asked for those questions.
Invited. Fucking call it the comments in your mind that you can't hold back.
Yeah, because like
when you look at someone and you're just like, why am I looking at you? Why are you looking at me? What? It's recognition. To go fuck yourself is like recognition because it's like, hey, what did you do today? I fucked myself right before I got here because I didn't want to like get turned on by you. That's how it works. Like legitimately, that's the pissing contest. I fucked myself well enough by understanding that other people will fuck me because I know how to fuck myself. I know what feels good. Therefore, people fuck with me because I know it feels good, which means that like exercising, expressing yourself, being honest, not lying to people. And the weird thing is nothing's really a lie. A lie is something that you try to take back. Love is assuming that you never have to actually apologize for something. So if I love you, I could tell you go fuck yourself and still be like, yeah, dude, I love you, but for whatever reason, you're not getting any pleasure in life. You don't know how to actually enjoy stimulating yourself to the point where it's just like, well, fucking hey, man, like I really felt myself today. I felt good because my attitude looked good, or my fucking t-shirt was on point because it like correlated with the color of my hat and all the shit that's in the background. And like, wow, yeah, no, Angel actually dressed up for this shit. Like he's the host of something. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying is like you fucked yourself because yeah, you pimped yourself, right? A pimp probably fucks all of his hoes. But at the same time, a pimp does not fuck all of his hoes all the time. Because why would you? You don't need to. They get that all the time. So what do they ask from a pimp? Is to be treated well and equally. Because there's no place else that you can possibly like wish to get treated equally but by like a pimp. Because a pimp doesn't give a fuck who you are. If you're a John, you're a John, dude. So a pimp, I'm a pimp. Are you a pimp? Because to me, you're just a John. And until you can tell me or show me that you've suffered the same way that I do, or that you know how to get fucked, and that you know how to fuck people, and that you can fuck yourself, and you can actually tell people to go fuck themselves, and be successful at that, and be like, yeah, dude, like it's really, really weird, but I'm taking a shit on you right now. And if you can value that shit and just show it like, yeah, dude, this is some pretty classic shit because this came from someone else. This came originally from someone else. It wasn't a handed down piece of shit. It was a shit generated by someone that they gave to me. Angel, go fuck yourself, homie. I hope that you do as well in this industry as humanly possible and leave my ass behind. But at the same time, I need to build my character in such a way that's able and willing to go with you on this journey through the podcast world and be like, hey, yeah, no, maybe certain things do need to start being said. And we don't need to be like, I have no life, but I can talk about paintballing all fucking day. And does that really mean that you have no life, dude? Like you're playing, you're LARPing army stuff, and I'm talking to Dennis or whoever his name is, because that's like he's still alive. You know what I mean? Like it's not an audience. You fucking people are people, and the reason why it's odd that people chime in and stuff is like, yeah, unless Angel reads the comment right when you guys send it, you're not even part of this conversation. So if you're gonna contribute something to the conversation, at least make it be like a good question. You know what I mean? Like it's at the end of the day, when you're entering information into a conversation, because that's all you're ever doing, is assuming that people have the respect to speak one-on-one with another person, honestly, on your behalf, or for you on your behalf, like to one person at a time. Like, yeah, dude, you do need it. Like, whatever. All I'm saying is like, you're the host of this, and I see you submitting a whole lot, and like on a constructive criticism perspective, which you don't need to take from me like at all. All I'm trying to say is like, yeah, dude, when someone's talking for like 20 fucking minutes, like you should be talking at least once every 5 minutes at least, at the very least. Like if someone's going on longer than 5 minutes, 35 seconds, you should always have like snap, 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 snap. And it's not like a should thing, but it's like it's the potential. And where exactly do you want the show to go? And what character do you want to build with this show?
You can't really do that in the sense when you're actually trying to learn and build from a character too. Like I'm learning and building from you. I want to know what your aspects are.
No, what's your character? I'm telling you my character.
Well, my character has been going through this for 125 episodes. Like if you haven't learned from the whole thing, from the beginning process, then you're obviously learning at the start of 120. If you start watching at that start, then that's where the progression is going to start for you. But every time I get a new person on, that's a new progression for that next person. You've been on twice, but you know how many people have seen you twice? Probably none of the people that have been on here before. So that's that first impression of you, that first indication. I want them, and I want to know what's going on in that thing too. Because you're totally not the same. Everybody always has a different conversation, different point of life, different aspect every time they come in. You can have the same ideas. You can have different like ways that you portray yourself in a sense, but still, it's always something different. And just me being able to like interrupt or stop or cut that over, I don't feel like that's necessary in a sense, especially when it's a guest that kind of just digs themselves in a hole. It's like, why not unravel the whole thing and see where it's going to go in a sense, instead of just, hey, stop, no, let's talk about this. No, it's more of like again, we brought up the Dennis thing of paintball. Like,
so your character is just a good listener?
No, not really a good listener, because
that's what you said. If someone's going to dig themselves a hole, then let them dig themselves a hole.
Well, I have to have my perspective in a sense at some point. We're still not there yet, but we're still getting there. I mean, this podcast is only...
Well, but you're saying we on whose behalf?
everyone that's listening, anyone that's gonna listen.
So you're growing with them? They're
Or-
giving you very little feedback. There's like 2 homies that have commented on this shit. When you say we, you're speaking for all of the shit that you've said and the 2 or 3 comments that are on this podcast right now-ish in relative time. You're considering yourself a we when the we is you, literally, because you're the other. You're the host. You are the I of this podcast. You are saying we in regard to yourself and the people that are commenting. But they're not giving you critique. They're not telling you, hey, bro, yeah, you're kind of quiet. Yeah, Angel, I'm telling you this right now. When you say we, I want to have a conversation with you, homie. Like, now, hi, hello. You know what's funny? I think Angel might be a Catholic. I think.
Yeah.
Why? Because he practices the Sabbath.
But see
now I'm talking to them.
Yeah, but see,
right now, I want to talk to you.
But
what exactly? What is your character? When I say, what do you believe in? Why do you still believe in Catholicism?
Because in a comedic sense, being the sense of the Sabbath, I do have a sense of discipline. I feel like I know when I want to drink and when I don't want to drink. So when you offer,
speaking of, can I get another drink?
Help yourself. When you offered that drink, I was just like, why not have a joke about it? Because I don't want to just tell him, hey, dude, I'm not down to drink with you tonight. But it was a jokeful kind of like other kind of sense to bring it on. So it wasn't to like make it seem like there wasn't anything. But in that sense, yeah, it was to joke. Because I don't have religion. I don't really believe in religion in a sense.
How am I supposed to know it's a joke?
Again, if you knew more about, I thought you knew like we were comedians. I thought that we done this, like our last podcast was actually more comedic and had very funny banter inside of it too. Like, where did that not come into play, thinking that might be portrayed here now?
You're assuming that my understanding of the context of this conversation is like more developed than yours.
So
as developed as yours.
No, not even then. Even before I started the conversation, like we were messaging on.
It's just not my focus. It might be as developed, but if you help me be more like, if you help me reach like the point of like, yeah, do you want it to be funny?
Well, if you took the Sabbath funny, then that obviously means you have underlying
I
issues.
took the Sabbath seriously.
Yeah, or if you took the Sabbath seriously, then you have underlying issues that maybe I shouldn't have dissed on religion. Maybe I shouldn't have done something with religion. I don't know. Again, that's what we're trying to understand.
Well, I'm not going to be like, hey, homie, your religion can suck a dick and die because...
Or you should laugh, or like, it would have been fun.
Lol, to the Sabbath.
Again, again, we just didn't have this context of each other that we know that it was a joke. That's what it was. That's all it was.
So should I consider everything that you say a joke?
Not anymore. Not in social media. There's no way that I can message you in any form of a text that you're going to understand exactly what I'm trying to say to you, what I'm trying to portray as well.
So send me voice clips then.
That makes no sense, though.
What do you... Oh, hey, bro. If I was to close my eyes and assume that we could still have this conversation that we're having right now on this podcast with my eyes are closed right now, then yeah, a voice clip might be able to communicate a little bit more in like the 2 seconds that it takes to be like, the day I had.
There's still no context in my sense. Like, I still don't feel like
the tone injects context. The tone injects your emotional context.
I put my head down and I can tell you, hey man, yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Are you gonna know that?
Voxer, dude. This is a fucking, like, why do you think they even added that still? Like, there's a feature.
What was
the
that?
amazing
That was
feature is that there's a very convenient little microphone right there. That's like, yeah, if you want to send a voice message, then send a voice message. You know, like
2013 Voxer. What was that all about? Jesus.
Walkie-talkies are badass as fuck, dude. Have you ever played like hide and seek with the walkie-talkie and be like, hey, I think I can see you?
When I was 12.
True.
Yeah, walkie-talkies. I guess my phone is a walkie-talkie, so I can't really talk shit. But it's funny hearing Voxer. That's the shit I used to hit on girls with, and not physically.
See, that's why you're like, hey, baby, I got a deep voice, and you want some of this ass. Because what did Patrice O'Neal say? That like when you're that young, you're not going after vagina, you're going after some pussy.
Pretty much.
Yeah. See.
Pretty much.
I don't know. What is your? How do you get pussy?
How do I get pussy?
How do you get pussy?
I'm actually a very suave and intimate talker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I also have multiple talents, so that helps right now. Like, really does. So make sure to practice all your shit, people. 40 hours a day at least.
40 hours out of the 24 at least.
If you don't practice 40 hours a day, then what are you doing with your life? That's all I have to say.
That's a pretty good point, man. If you're not practicing more hours than there are the number of hours in a day,
You have no
then
reason.
you have no idea.
Have you ever been to a Comic-Con before?
Never in my life, dude. That seems like one of the most interesting events ever.
They actually did a virtual Comic-Con.
What?
How gay is that?
I mean, like, was it just like a whole stream of people just walking
Yeah,
past each other?
famous people on a webcast, and you get to go to that webcast and see these famous people. It was this. There was all this stuff. Comic-Con at home. Hey, you can be in Keanu Reeves' house at home. All these people be at their house. So yeah.
So do you think that this like depletes people's celebrity because it goes based off their character outside of like them just presenting themselves on the screen?
What do you mean?
Since they're closer, when people get closer to you, even if they're your heroes, they diminish in like quality and turn it back into humans, and then eventually back into the they. So
Depends.
Your heroes turn into they.
Depends. I mean, if you had Keanu Reeves talk to you in a humble and honest way that you just couldn't understand, you're just like, holy fuck, this is some insightful shit.
Okay, pretend to be Keanu Reeves and don't talk to him.
That's still no. See, you're putting yourself in that situation. You asked me if I were to do that.
Yeah, dude, I'm Kanye. You be Keanu Reeves.
I'm already annoyed. I don't want to talk to Kanye. He's not my hero.
Anymore.
Never was.
You didn't like any of his music?
No, I guess Heartbreaker was okay.
I only know one of his albums.
Yep, one shitty song that I remember on the radio.
No, I thought Heartbreaker was the name of the album.
Oh, well, even more that
so
I don't know.
So you just listed an entire work of his, and you're like, I don't like him. But
I listened to a song that was on the work that I guess was a single of that song. I have no idea, man. I'm a metalhead. I listen to a lot more heavy metal. Don't get me wrong. I do love fucking
Do you
rap.
know Black Tongue?
Black Tongue? No, but we're about to find out.
Bro, let's listen to some Black Tongue.
Black Tongue band. We're not gonna listen to them, but we'll look them up because I don't want to get no copyrights, bro. And Black Tongue. There you go. This is Black Tongue. Who are these people? Tell us. You seem like a fan.
I'm really not. A friend of mine mentioned like a few bands, and a few of them, like, I remember, like, this. Black Tongue, fucking Emancipator, Proclamator, and Kublai Khan, 2x4. That's about it. Suicide Squad or something.
Suicide Squad? Isn't that a movie?
No, Suicide Silence.
Yeah, there you go. Suicide Silence. The rumble sound, the drop tone. I'm all about the melody and all about the precision. I don't play for 40 hours not to be a badass.
My vibe died.
That's cool, dude. It's the Zanny not hitting right.
Oh shit!
Wait, what did you say it was? Lithium. Yeah, that lithium isn't hitting right anymore.
You're pointing out my bipolar on your podcast like it's your fucking problem to point out. Yeah, dude. I take lithium. That guy on the screen that I'm pointing to right now takes lithium.
I have depression and I smoke marijuana. There we go. We all have problems, dude. Get over it.
I wish I had some marijuana.
You know what they say? Work harder.
To get marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay, what exactly do I need to tell you to have you give me some marijuana?
We'll have to go find it in the streets because that's what we do now. That's what the society is all about.
Do you believe in what are your feelings about the day Tuesday?
It's a cool day. I like it. I've actually been very intrigued by people that have the name of a day of the week. So if people are named like Wednesday is one of the most popular.
Do you like Futurama?
It's okay.
That's what's up.
I like Simpsons a little bit better.
I thought you liked Fry.
Where did you get that?
You like people that are named after days of the week, and Fry is just the acronym.
For like Friday?
Yeah, dude, Fry.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, so you're telling me that people never abbreviate the day Friday by just pouring F-R-I. And that's not how his name is probably spelled.
What about Freddie or like Frank or like Francisco?
Fry. Dude, what's wrong with Fry? See, you're negging my joke again, dude.
I'm just trying to...
How come you can joke about fucking Sabbath, but I can't joke about Fry?
I joked on the Sabbath on the message with you that you took serious.
And I'm joking about Fry right now, and you're taking that shit serious.
But it's not on the message, so I don't get the context right now.
Bro, we're days of the week. It was your fucking... hey, bro, yeah, dog, I like people that are named after days of the week, just not when the days of the week are shortened. Because if I ever met a girl named Sat, I'd be like, dog...
I said weird.
Sat's some bullshit. Saturday? You mean Saturday?
I said
Do you mean Saturday, lady?
And I said Wednesday.
Oh, because the Addams Family?
Yeah, and it actually is the most popular name of the week.
Because it's hump day.
No.
Is Thursday hump day?
No, it's Wednesday, but still.
Oh.
It's one of the most famous ones. Did you know this? Did you know?
7 wonders of the world, if they were named by the day.
Every day.
What
Sabbath.
should I know?
Like the Sabbath, yeah.
What should I know?
Did you know that... I don't know, actually. I was just watching some shit. Seeing what's trending on Twitter. Are you a Twitter fan?
I have a Twitter. It's called Gold Filth, but I don't ever use it.
Gold Filth?
Yeah. It's kind of a twist on a...
Jesus.
Should I apologize more?
It would be nice, but it's okay if you don't. It's my humbleness to let you do what you want to do.
Oh, should I celebrate your humbleness right now?
Do whatever you want to do. Hey, look, 84. I found you. Here, I'll get you going. Everybody, look up 84 at Goldfilth. Yeah, he's got a Twitter. We'll follow him right now.
I'm following nobody.
He's 0 following, but he's got 28 followers. Go follow the guy. Beef jerky is 67% crack cocaine and 89% love. But believe me, ask Jesus when you die.
I said, don't believe me. Ask
Believe
Jesus when you
me.
die.
Don't believe me. And this is his pinned tweet, everybody. Pinned. This is the pinned one.
Get it? Because 67 and 89 do not make 100%. But if you put in an effort, bro, you can create more than 100% product. Because you expand the experience that people go through when they're interacting with whatever you created.
So the last post that you ever posted was just a person looking through people's eyes.
Do you want to just go through my Twitter and see if we find no, because I haven't been able to make you laugh yet. But if I can my Twitter, can I attempt to make my Twitter make you laugh? Because I seriously haven't looked at this shit in a very long time. They were posted fucking October 2000 when?
Yeah, this was the last thing that you said. Just a person looking through people's eyes. Was that a depressing state? I feel like
people eyes. Those are my eyes.
Through people eyes.
What does this one say?
Hi, I don't know how else to say this. I'm not the best looking guy. You aren't the best looking girl, but the fucking we could be doing might not be that bad. That's horrible, dude. That's cancel culture right there, dude.
Who am I talking about, though?
I don't know. Maybe you have somebody that you like.
Because I bet you anybody that you've ever fucking met in your life is like, yeah, I don't really care how good looking I am. I'm not the best looking person out there. Because, like, no joke, dude, I seen something on fucking Snapchat the other day. Today, maybe it was today. That this girl was just like, everybody's accusing me of being an Ariana Grande lookalike. And I'm like, bro, Ariana Grande is like gorgeous. If you look alike like someone like that, then you're gorgeous. But at the same time, she's thinking that people don't think that she's as attractive as Ariana Grande because she's the look-alike, not like the look-about.
Actually, yeah.
And Ariana Grande is not the look-alike of her. So, like, yeah, dude, everybody kind of feels like the lesser attractive person out there all the time. Like, I'm not the best-looking guy. You're not the best-looking guy.
Yeah,
you want to do some fucking?
Dude.
But, like, in that text, it was like, tell me. Yeah, no, just pick one. Pick one and read any of them.
I think I'm done with this, dude. I don't want to. Look at all this depressingness.
You didn't even read any of them.
I could, dude. This is reading.
Ribs.
Dude.
How are ribs depressing?
Have you ever not read Twitter? This is reading, dude. I'm reading through your Twitter right now.
You didn't read any of them.
Damn, 2,000 tweets. Jeez, dude, what was going on in this era? Nice double standard. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
This is temporal shit. It synchronizes everything that I've ever seen.
Well, this
Hope
has to
and
be,
grief are two sides of the same coin.
This has to be.
Oh, how predictable. I hate my life. Ha 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 so much.
This is more of like your depressive state with probably a girl.
Dude,
or
it's
something.
sarcasm. If you fucking believe this shit, then you're fucked up.
See, but that's how shitty this is, dude. You can go through all of this and you can think this is sarcasm, but
it is sarcasm.
Nobody would know because
who gives a shit?
There's no context to it. There's
the context is I understand that when I tweeted this in 2017.
I love how you said you.
Yeah, no, yeah. I understand. Hello people that like recognizing that we're looking at something that I posted 17 fucking years ago.
For everyone else on the internet
to see. For everyone else on the internet to see, including us right now, because I never even brought up the fucking Twitter, the fact that I had a Twitter. This is all sarcasm.
Just so you guys
Believe
know.
me, I've tried to kill myself before, and now that I've recovered, all of this is like hilarious.
And even if you see I'm an egg, that's just him letting you know that in life everything's reborn. Angry brain. I get it, dude. I get it.
Fuck this epoch of masturbatory ideologies. Yeah, that's because I was beaten up all the time. That was my ideology.
There you go. At least you got some kind of emphasis out of it. emphasis.
If someone disagrees with you, good. Diversity of thought is more important than the forcibly established profligate as I can't aesthetic.
That was a quote taken from
I'm very self-referential. I'm very self-referential.
Oh, these are all your quotes.
Yeah, dude.
Dang. 84 quotes. That's what we're going to call this page. So for my next guest, when we come on, I'm going to be like, all right, let's go and
find 84 quotes.
Let's find an 84 quote for you.
84 quote.
Why?
Why? Because it's fucking beneficial.
Because that's how it's
assume that these are all my comments to your podcast.
Trippy Land, what's up, man? Also, CBC Doom. Cheers.
Hey, no joke. That's one of my favorite things to ever say. So drink to the fact that you might be drinking right now. And if you're not listening to this, drinking, understand that you can just swallow your spit and still consider it.
Chilling.
Love you. Cheers.
That's what's up, man. So yeah, we'll come back to the 84 throughout the whole podcast now, and you're gonna be the new quote man, dude.
That's fine. I can start generating more 84 quotes.
Do it.
I'm a little bit lazy.
That's what you should do, actually. You should actually pump this out more for more of those.
Okay, all energies analogies. That's another one.
There you go. Right now. Tweet it right now. Do you not have it downloaded?
To download fucking Twitter.
What's going on, dude?
Who would keep a Twitter that long and post it from 2015?
Twitter is actually more popular than Instagram and Facebook, though.
Damn.
More so.
I got no shit. Do you want to know that I actually got like 12 people that are verified to look at my shit? I have pictures, like no joke.
You're like, I have pictures.
I have proof.
Yeah,
that they were looking at my story.
That's all of us, dude. I have Alice Cooper's guitarist look at my story all the time.
That's just one verified person, though.
Dude, I don't want to have to show off, dude.
No, why not show off, though?
I want you to feel good about yourself, dude. Show me how many. Show me, dude.
Let's see. You know what? Take multiple ones.
Okay, you know what?
So, Mira, look, this is my face. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on that screenshot. And then Hollywood. So it starts. That's the top of this one, right?
Yeah,
that's the top of this one. I have like at least 8 people.
See, you
9,
know
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people.
You know what you got to do is if they keep coming out on your story, reach out to them.
I did.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, I sent them a video that was very manic and very like. Did you know that I could do whatever the fuck you want me to do if you actually pay me because I have good enough character to be like, I'll honestly commit my time to whoever's willing to pay me for it. Yeah, no joke. I said all of that shit to like Kanye, to Kendall Jenner, to a whole bunch of everybody. I said, why do you think I got all those people looking at me? Fucking also, dude, if you really want to, you know how you said 84 tweets will be something that you do throughout this whole thing? Look up North Korea Instagram.
Is that you?
No, that's not. I wish it were me because they're the most golden, like it's the most golden memes that you'll ever find in your whole entire life.
North Korea Instagram?
North Korea Instagram, baby.
There's a hashtag for it.
It should be like an @ honestly.
I wouldn't know. It's just a bunch of cute Asians.
No, dude, it's an
Kim Jong. Yeah, it's a. I got a hashtag right now. @North. Oh, there it is. I see it. Found it. Yeah, boy. Here we are. Right?
Yep.
I will follow.
Go to one of the videos.
I try not to get copyrighted, bro.
Oh, word. I mean, but they're memes, though.
This is welcome to YouTube, dog. See, this is shit that we have to deal with coming up. Look at that. We'll take 2 Happy Meals, please. Make sure they got the boys' toys. Yeah.
Oh, you can look. There's like one with Crocs and shit. I don't know. Anyway.
Kanye in the house. There you go. There's your vice president right there, dude. You run and just have him appoint him vice president.
I'm pretty down. I don't think I've actually hit Kanye up, though. I should hit Kanye up. I'm not sure if he'd ever view my message. He might think that I'm like more bipolar than him.
To be honest, though, I don't think Kanye even looks at he doesn't control his Instagram. It's some other dude.
I don't care. That's not the point. I'm not assuming that like all of these celebrities actually look at the messages that they receive from every single fan that they get.
No,
I'm
but
just
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Yeah.
whoever does view it is like acknowledging that my existence is existent. You know.
Yeah. Too,
so as long as I
better.
build my character here, then there's recognition later on in the future to be like, oh shit, this guy actually reached out a long time ago, and then we sent other verified people out to check out his shit. He messaged them, and then for whatever reason he stopped doing stuff. This is all before I went to the mental hospital. This is all before I got fucking beat up for actually tagging some shit downtown for the first time. This is all. No, yeah. See, but what I'm trying to tell you is like, there's a story behind all the shit that I've done.
It's a domino
like,
effect.
Yeah, of course. Like I have to build up my infamy of sorts in order to, not achieve fame, but in order to start making money for doing what I really, really want to do. Like if I were to be honest with you, bro, like I'm not saying that I have like celebrity potential, but I have potential to run a business because I was raised under someone who ran their own business, and my goal is to eventually take that business over. And in a way, I want my not my fame, but like my character to be acknowledged, because I'm not trying to be in any fucking movies, bro. I'm not trying to do anything except for represent Albuquerque, New Mexico, the place that I came from, that I've assigned my body to, that I found all of the meaning in the entire world, because this, where we come from, is the belly button of the United States of America, of the North American continent. This is the belly button of a place. And I find that because I have the ability to assign value to something, that if I'm able to market this place and help people understand that it has so much potential to be a metropolis in the far future, that like significantly speaking, in terms of like objects that are signs, that are indicators of spiritual relevance or centeredness, then you can be like, yeah, I mean, Albuquerque, New Mexico is right in the middle of New Mexico, which is the only part, like, what other continent has it? There's no New Canada. That's New Mexico. New Mexico is the jettison from Mexico up into the North America, into the United States. Fuck New England. Hey, you're right. But maybe that's the center too. You know what I mean?
That's like, they want to. I mean, you can't really call it a center, but of American like
it's
culmination.
Conceptually, it is a center because it is New England. You know what I mean? Like, there's Paris, Montana, or some shit like that. Like I don't know.
Yeah, there is. There really is. There's a bunch of those little things out there. There's how many Springfields? There's exactly that sense. Like, there's the culmination of the beginning, and that beginning spreads wherever the amount is.
But yeah, and I'm hoping that people kind of like start to respect the fact that every city is going to eventually become a metropolis, because the world's going to be so overpopulated that we do need to start concentrating in like these cities, because everybody's moving away from the coasts because they're like, well, there's too many people out here and it's too expensive. So they're going to move in, and then it's going to keep going in and in and in and in and in until people have nowhere else to run except for other countries. And then there's going to be metropolises and fucking like future gigantic statues of monumental people or projects that people have established in cities, and just being like, wow, yeah, no, everywhere is going to look like Dubai someday. Yeah. Everywhere. And I'm not even saying like someday and like that it's you know, going to happen in the near future. But seriously, like, eventually people are going to start being like, well, there's already a landmark structure here and there's already a landmark structure here, and we're not trying to outshine anybody, because that shitting on people in the art industry is like really, really bad, because you're supposed to welcome people in and then allow the market to eat them up, and then, you know, support them on the other side of that. Like, Francis Bacon is considered like a punk because he, you know, liked to bang dudes in a really, really rough way and had a weird reputation for being a guy that liked to get drunk places and just fuck around speaking French and shit. Like, that's who wouldn't want to hang out with Francis Bacon? He's a very negative, dark, really weird person who likes like, or who gets portrayed in like this really like masochistic way. And at the same time, like, everybody's like searching for these characters in society, and I'm finding that I have the potential to become one of these characters in society, because like Francis Bacon, I have established myself in a weird personalized way where I feel like I'm able to go out into the world and be ultra negative and ultra immature and ultra assholic. I'm not even sure if that's like the right word, but like, just,
I like to let's just cut it up to chase and just call you an individual, because that's what it pretty much comes down to. You're not trying to replicate, do something everybody else does. You're just doing what you want to do.
I am though. I'm trying to steal everything that everybody else does. Everything. I want to steal everything that's possibly to be stolen.
Go play some guitar, man. Practice. Get some.
And
discipline.
I'll do it badly, and I'll still make more money than you.
Get some discipline in the guitar,
and I'll still make more money than you by doing it badly.
I will commend you for that. I will be like, dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because my goal isn't to do things well. It's to flirt with reality. And eventually, because like, yeah, bro, if a girl was just like, hey, I want you to get better at guitar, and I want you to do it in front of me. And I was just like, what? That's so masturbatory, because all I'm doing it for is myself. I'm just building a skill for myself. And she's just like, well, yeah, I just want to observe you do something badly for long enough to the point where I'm actually going to like enjoy you doing it badly. Because if there's any bitch in the world, and I mean this, if I'm saying bitch, I mean like, hello, anybody that would be considered, you know, a potential for me, bitch, get this through your mind. If you're not going to take the fact that my kid is going to call you a bitch someday, then you need to understand that I'm only calling you a bitch because my kid will call you a bitch someday, and you need to never hit them. Females that are ever observing anything like this, males that have the ability to propagate the reputation of me into the world, need to understand that, yeah, dude, I'm going to call my girlfriend a bitch if she's acting like a bitch. And that's just it. Like, you want to know why people don't like you? Is because you kind of act like a bitch sometimes. Yeah, it's not a permanent title. You can earn your way out of being a bitch. You can earn your way into being a bitch. Either way, you earn your way into like some form of classification. And to me, yeah, just trust me to be sensitive enough to really wait until you actually ask me, like, am I being a bitch? And I'm like, yeah, you're being a bitch. But don't get mad at me for fucking telling you that you're being a bitch if you ask me if you're being a bitch.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So like what I'm really trying to say is that like when
He's
I put myself
honest,
out
people.
there,
He's very honest with his women.
Not even my women. I have no women.
Well, honest with what you're trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I can understand that. Like, so a friend of mine, and I'm not gonna mention any names, but a friend of mine recently told me that she was pregnant, and then she's just like, well, I'm not sure who I want to like raise the baby because the guy that like, you know, knocked me up is kind of neurotic. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, everybody's neurotic. You're neurotic, you crazy fucking weirdo. Like, you're telling me that you've never wanted a kid ever before, and you have like a very loosely set up career right now, where if you were to carry, you know, a baby into term, the 3 or 4 months that it's going to take, like at the very least, to, you know, nurture the baby to health, to be independent enough to be taken over by a nanny that you probably can't afford. So you do need to raise a child by yourself. Like, you're telling me that you don't have a partner set up or a model for a man or a male figure in, or just an opposing figure, not even a male figure, just an opposing opinion for this person thing to like develop into. And she's just like, yeah, no, I'm going to be a great parent. And I'm just like, well, if you're going to be a great parent, you need to understand that I, as a son, call my mom a bitch all the fucking time behind her back. I'm just like, damn, bitch, like, I can't believe. So she gave me a haircut the other day, and I asked for a bad haircut on purpose, but she fucked up my already bad haircut. Mind you, it wasn't a fade. I literally wanted a patch cut out of here and a patch cut out of here and a fucking a rat tail. And I got that, but she cut one of the patches way all the way up until the hairline, and it looked like absolute dick because there was just like a sideburn that was the size of like my temple going all the way down my head. And I was like, you bitch, dude, like I asked you something very specific and the hair was already fucking cut. Like, you already knew exactly what the fuck I wanted. Like, I'm not going to hit my mom, and I'm not going to tell her this to her face. But at the same time, I'm like, damn it, mom, like, you fucked up a fucked up haircut so much that I got a regular haircut. You know what I mean? Yeah. And something about being a kid is realizing that, like, yeah, you do kind of hate your parents at one point. And if your parents aren't able and willing to take that and be like, like, I still love you because as a choice, I have the ability to change my mind about how you feel about me and, like, understand that it's just coming from an underdeveloped negative, you know, then, just let the picture fucking take a little bit more time to develop and then come at me and then be like, I hated you. And I still hated you forever because when I meet those people, because they exist, like, I just look at them and I'm like, you know that you're like so stunted because your parents are going to be gone someday, and you're such a fucking cunt that you're going to think that like you hate your parents even when they're dead. You're going to hate dead people when they can't do anything worse to you. Allow the time and the experience of loving something as a parent, you know, aid in your ability to, you know, forgive your parents for not being perfect. And if I have a girlfriend or a wife or anything, a friend, I need them to realize that, like, yeah, bro, as a boy, I might as well be a nudist because I'm going to whip my dick out in front of you and I'm going to ask you about it. And if you approve, fuck yeah, we might get it down. Because you're a girl, I'm a boy. I'm mature enough to recognize that. Why the fuck am I talking to dudes? To do business. Why the fuck am I talking to women? To do business. And if I can't whip out my dick in front of a girl that's going to be like, hey, I want to buy a house from you. Hey, I want you to understand that I'm willing to be naked in front of you to show you that I'm going to do everything necessary to find out what's wrong with this house so that when I sell it to you, you won't think that I'm fucking you. And if you do think that I'm fucking you, you'll enjoy it because you're going to want to fix that shit. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a fucked up tempo or a fucked up, like, way of approaching things. But in all honesty, like, I'm a salesman and my product is myself. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
kind of just being truthful, like in any sense of the word. It's just being truthful. Like you're not underlying any little thing, especially the way it's going down. You're not sugarcoating onto some kind of belief system. You're not trying to like be pushed into a corner either. If you do get with a girl and it's like something that you really love, but then there are some things you don't agree with, I'm pretty sure you're going to say something. You're going to bring up that aspect of doing it. So, I mean, it's just being truthful, man. I mean, especially you can go into like more underlying details of how it is, but that's all you're being, man, is you're just being truthful of what you truly believe in and what you think is what you want.
well, it's not just my truth, though. It's everybody's truth. Because, like I said, you're a part of me. And if you're a part of me, that means I'm a part of you. And it's a very minor part, but at the same time, like, in order to be an individual, you do need to be able to individuate. And if you're not willing to die for your individuation, then, like, legitimately, you don't understand that when you die, people aren't going to, like, even bother to try to recognize you because you didn't know how to recognize yourself. I was always trying to be someone else. So when I die, why wouldn't they mourn that other person? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna die as myself every day and be like, okay, I'm gonna die to my experience, and I'm not gonna pay attention to fucking anybody. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want without paying attention to anybody until I either bother somebody or someone becomes curious about what I'm doing, and then they bother me. I'm gonna do this. Literally, this is what I do. So I'm speaking for myself when I say this. I'm gonna do this for so long that people are going to start to acknowledge that, like, yeah, Anthony Bourdain didn't really tell people how to cook. He wrote a book about something, and then people liked it because they were like, yeah. I mean, like, consistently speaking, he's just not a dumb guy talking about something that sounds kind of like a dumb guy's job. You know what I mean? Cooking is not hard, dude. You just have to be able to recognize, like, what tastes bad and don't make the same thing twice. Congratulations. You just watched every season of every Top Chef fucking ever, because just don't make the same thing twice and make it taste good. And if you think that it tastes good, it might taste good to other people. But if you're not willing to challenge your palate and recognize that, like, when you taste something over and over and over and over again, it loses characteristic to you. And if you don't change it for yourself every time, then you're just making it boring for yourself, which means that you're not even keeping up with time, which means that you don't even remember what the fuck you were doing. And if you can't remember who you are, why would I bother getting to know you? Because you can't remember what the fuck you said to me. And if it offended me, then I'm offended by the fact that you can't remember the fact that you offended me. Because I've told people, and these people have told you, and these people are telling you right now, hey, yeah, I know I have friends in all the wrong places, and I know what they want, and I know they don't want you to stay. Because, yeah, all of these things speak to other people. And when you meet someone that's not an individual, you're like, fuck, bro, I'm meeting you for the first time for the third time. Because you don't remember that on your journey, you've already hit this checkpoint, and I gave you something to do. And the only thing that I ever gave you to do was be curious about who the fuck I was, as much as I was curious to know who the fuck you were. If it's your name, if it's your fucking face, if it's anything, I'm going to acknowledge you to the fullest so that we can fill in the context of what happened between this stop and the last stop. And if you don't even recognize the last stop, then why am I getting to know you? You might as well be a they, because they don't know how to comment in real time about what I'm talking about right now, and because it's still my turn to talk.
Is that more of like the sense of attentionness, or kind of like being able to like be what is going on at the same point? Like, if you're in a coliseum talking to hundreds of people, do all those hundreds of people really have to be acknowledging you at that same time? Do they have to have their underlying thoughts at that same time with you?
No, but being at the center of a coliseum means that, like, structurally, putting yourself structurally within the center of a very, very audible, because what you do is an action, what you say is an action, what you think is an action. If what you're doing is what you're saying is what you're thinking, all at the same time, and you're in a building in the center of something where your voice is really just loud, and what you're doing and saying and thinking all at the same time is just really loud, then people aren't obligated to listen to you, but there's more stimulus. Right? They're paying attention to how you think, how you speak, and how you're doing something. And if you're doing all of this stuff on a stage, then yeah, of course they're going to recognize you. Now, what I'm saying is that what I do is create a stage by establishing myself as a character in an environment that acknowledges that the background is ever changing. And if I'm going to roll around on the floor, it might as well be on a flat fucking empty planet because there's nothing here but to interact with the floor. Do you see what I'm saying? So if I'm interacting with the floor the entire time and I start to get angry at the floor because it's getting in my way and I can't literally just float in free space in 3 dimensions, then like, yeah, fuck yeah. I'm acknowledging that a limit that I have is the stage. And the stage is a limit that we keep in our minds. And if I remove that limit and then assume that everywhere that I am has a background, has a stage to it, then I just need to announce myself on that stage and be like, excuse me, hello, I'm a character, you're a character, this is a character, this is a character. Am I getting sponsored by this shock top? Fuck no. But am I going to show like, fuck yeah. Because eventually it might show that like, I know how to do this. I know how to show people that what I'm drinking and what I'm interested in, I chose. Right? That's what it means to be an influencer. I'm showing you that for whatever reason, a character like me likes both Blue Moon and Shock Top. I like the shit that I have. I like the way that I talk. The way that I do things is fluid and assumes that everybody's an actor. And when you're not talking, you just don't know your fucking role in that movie that you're starring in. You know what I mean? Like, that's a boring movie. To me, that there's like a lot of time going between this scene and that scene. You know what I mean? Like, create scenes for yourself, and the more profligate, or maybe that's the right word, prolific you are with your character, you can create more scenes and therefore more value in you as a main character in your own life.
Yeah, just maybe even getting developed as a better character or in better roles. I mean, no offense, just depending on the conversation base that you're having. Maybe this conversation that me and you are having isn't as witting or as intellectual as you would want it to be, or as stimulating, but that doesn't matter, because with whoever you do it with, there are those underlying that it does get to that point where it entertains you, or it does keep you intrigued and stuff like that. Like you said, if it's a story that you're in right now and you're not entertaining this whole time, then it's not the story for everybody. That's my better point of putting it. But what is the story for everybody? Because if there is just in one sense, 1 million people with 1%, I don't care. That's 1,000 people that like the story that I'm listening to, the story that I'm telling. It's still a certain amount that's good enough that a lot of people will hear in that sense. And I mean, it just takes that time to grow and get over it, you know, and find where it's at, and find for that jumping point, or where the best part of your story is really going to be, or who even wants to listen to your story, if anybody does. So it just depends. So what I'm getting out of this conversation base is like just being true to yourself and trying to like understand what you're trying to do in your sense. Because I hear a lot of the stuff where you do what you want to do, when you want to do, how you want to do it. And that just makes sense, especially if you kind of see it as like, no matter where I am or how I am, if I can get some kind of person to notice me or somebody to see it, it's a benefit on my behalf.
Yeah, any publicity is good publicity.
And I see that. I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, it in the world, as long as I'm not a fucking pedophile, like, legitimately, there's not really too many things I could do wrong except for kill someone and be a pedophile. Because harassing people is hardly harassing people if they understand that you're not really harassing them.
And look at how many people do that anyways with trolls and stuff. People are fans of people harassing people. So, I mean,
as long as you do it in the right way, because
yeah,
there actually is harassment, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, harassing people,
yeah.
What might feel like harassing people is just being too loud in a vicinity where they want someone, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm having a conversation in a restaurant and someone behind me is going, ha, 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 I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, you're so loud that you can't even subtly appreciate things.
That's an 84 quote right there.
Okay.
That's an 84 quote if I didn't hear one myself. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome. We have 6 viewers on right now. Irish Rover says, "What's this about?" This is just a conversation, man. We're just talking. If you want to chime in, put anything, even though Cruz gets mad because it's 2 hours late, just drop something in, man. We'll go over it. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, next time, these are notes, baby.
You're chilling. Yeah, but then again, it's the way this works now too is it's just not people being really involved and listening to it in a sense where I have to comment at the right time. There are some times where, like, what if somebody has, I mean, there are...
Well, but assuming that the stream's going to speed up over time, might as well fucking respond to them now in time and then be like, hey, bro, and then catch me up to the conversation that you're having with the people now, because it entertains them. You know what I mean? That, like, hey, part of Angel's beginning part of his podcast is that he was ultra responsive to the people that latched onto his shit in the beginning, which means that they're more likely to spread the word because you're interacting with them. You know what I mean? Like, you're paying attention to them because they're paying attention to you. Like you said, when people notice me, fucking notice them. And then instead of being like, well, I'm going to read this comment 20 minutes after it's been posted, like, hey, dude, I just got this comment for whatever reason, just like, stop what you're doing, and then I'm going to read this. Where this guy wanted to talk about fucking how he started carving his own tools. Oh, really? I wonder what kind of tools he carved. Let's wait until he responds. If he doesn't respond, we can keep talking about this. But like, there's like paused questions. You know what I mean? Like, if you pose a question to the audience and be like, "Hey, audience, did you know that this isn't about shit?" But
they
like,
come
your
with
interaction. Like, without you, we're nothing.
Yeah, but in that sense, they come with the questions that me and you are having. So we're having a conversation. The carving thing came up, and then they're like, "Hey, I carve too."
Yeah.
So it's still kind of in a sense where I can't get to them as soon as you're thinking, or as I shouldn't get to them as soon as you're thinking too.
Well, but the idea is to build community. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about you fucking interacting with them. Eventually, you want them to interact with them.
I want them to interact with themselves too.
Yeah. So like that's why when I started chiming in the other day with my comments, because I was like, Cruz Joseph is my YouTube, and I was just like, man, are they LARPing? Because I respect LARPing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you said when you were just like, yeah, when you enter Minecraft and you start crafting stuff, like, that's really difficult. I put crafting something and machining something in the same class when I said, well, what are you doing when you say that you're building your tools? Because you could be crafting your tools in Minecraft, or you could be crafting your tools in a machine and machining them, which is hilarious because I'm not saying that like everything like synchronizes, but I put the skill that it takes to master a game and the skill that it takes to master a machine or a tool in the same category. And you were just like, well, you're discounting something. And I was like, well, if you put into account what I actually put it grouped with, I'm not really discounting something. I'm saying that I have an appreciation for the skill that it takes to finesse Minecraft into doing something more than just producing a forged tool. You know what I mean? I'm saying that in Minecraft it takes a lot of the forged tools to efficiently create something that's might as well be a menagerie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of really cool shit in Minecraft, and the reason why I don't play is because I don't want to spend fucking days and hours and fucking months building some crazy shit, because I mean, my imagination just doesn't have the time for that. You know what I mean? Like, my imagination, I would much rather build my imagistic conceptual thinking structures in my mind, because they are structures, and once I create like these obelisks of reference, then I can understand that the obelisk is quite literally just a single concept. And one of the concepts that is the largest right now, to me, in my understanding, is the obelisk of time. You know what I mean? Like, when you see the Space Odyssey 2001, there's like a huge, the obelisk isn't the only monolithic figure. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a huge slab of gray or black something. And then in Minecraft, similarly, there's like the obsidian gate that goes to the Ender realm. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so eventually, when everybody has this idea to find peace in the blackness that is a negative void, that is space, that is might as well just be you getting way too close to like this obelisk of infinite void. Like, then you're able to differentiate that there's obelisks that you can sort of spring off of, and that you're on top of this black hole that has these sharp points that are concepts that you don't know how to get through, but present challenges that you can get through passively over time, and just assume that everything that you've ever come across is just like this weird time gate that, like, hey, eventually we can revisit the subject, and eventually you don't even need to tell me what the context of what you understand the subject to be, but as long as we're talking about the same thing, by being honest, by being in tempo, intense, in competence, in competition of the tense of something, then we are in competition with time. And I'm trying to help build your understanding of my obelisk of time, so that you can differentiate that my obelisk of time and your obelisk of time are mirrored on like this weird single plane where, yeah, I only see you in 2 dimensions. I feel you in 3 dimensions. I understand you in 4 dimensions. I sense things in 5 dimensions, and I intuit things in assumingly 6 dimensions. Everything that we've ever done is in multiple dimensions, because every concept is a multiple dimension, is a multiplicity of what we understand to be a dimension. You know what I mean? So if I'm saying that, like, the Statue of Liberty is just a dimension that I've never seen, but is a figure of speech and a figure, in multiple ways. It is a figure. It is conceptually a figuration of freedom, of immigration, right? Like we're here representatively speaking because we did something so good for Europe that France fucking gifted us a statue that is very unique throughout the entire world and that is mimicked throughout the entire world. Because if you build in America, the Statue of Liberty is probably one of the most famous things. There's the fucking Lincoln Memorial, which is an obelisk. Or no, excuse me. I think it's like the Washington Memorial is an obelisk.
Washington Monument.
The Washington Monument's a huge obelisk, but it's a white obelisk. You know what I mean? Like, it's what I'm saying is like the things that people appreciate over time are essentially like these figurations of speech that represent a form of consciousness that you as an individual only have the ability to dip into. So if we together build our obelisk of time, then we recognize that every other obelisk is just a symbol, just much like the Egyptians had on a single obelisk. You know what I mean? Like, why put so many symbols on something so simple if it's just a stick sticking out of the ground with a pointy end? Well, the pointy end is just showing that like all of this context, all of this square material is coming up to these triangles that break down into even smaller dimensions. So it's just like 4 dimensions into 3 dimensions into 2 dimensions, which is the line, meets at 1 dimension, which is the point. And then the 0th dimension is the entire concept of the whole thing, because you don't really understand what the symbols on the obelisk mean, but all of these things correlate with the fact that there's a context, and that the context breaks down from dimension to dimension to dimension to singular dimension to nothingness, because it's pointing straight up. And all of these stars are coming from so fucking far away that they might as well be created out of nothingness. But the fact that, someone was able and willing to acknowledge these things is saying that, like, you look down, you see the ground, and you see 4 dimensions maybe, because you can't smell the ground. You know what I mean? You can't see, you can't do all 5 senses at the same time, because there's probably more than that, and we don't even understand how to expand the senses that we acknowledge, the 5 of them that we do acknowledge. I mean, basically speaking, like fundamentally speaking, into a more diverse characteristic group where we're just like, okay, cool, I'm going to look straight up towards the obelisk and just meditate. And then someday the sun's going to line up with the tip of the obelisk, and I'm going to hopefully think that there's like a meaning behind it, because might as well assign a meaning to something. So individualistically speaking, people have been able to pass down all of these concepts through stories and through symbols, and then just be like, hey, guess what? This squiggly line that looks like something actually means this entire idea, and this entire idea builds up to this even greater idea that's like set up in stone. This is an obelisk too. You know what I mean? Like, this is an obelisk. This is just the tip of it. You know what I mean? Like, so in so many dimensions, this is the background. This is the triangle part of it, because this is where it breaks into 3 dimensions, where it's just like, okay. And then the MuseMe TV is the 2 dimensions. And then your eyes and your perspective and your voice, those are the 1 dimension. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
and
point.
then the nothingth dimension is the gap between us and the audience. And then the audience might even be like a negative dimension. You know what I mean? Where it's completely negative until they add something, and then it equalizes into 0, because one person can only add 1 thing at a time. So it only ever equals on an audience side a -1.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. So we got JB here. He says, well, I'll start off from the beginning. I suck calf muscles. Says, how's those legs doing, bro? That was the first one. He's either talking about me or you. Not too sure. Irish Rover says, we live in a godless world of materialism and sin.
Nietzsche said that God died a long time ago. It's your job to revitalize him.
JB says, how's it going, guys? Have a great stream. Thank you.
Gracias.
Irish Rover says, no morals in the world anymore. And
I agree and disagree.
JB says, this guy is a deep thinker. Cool. All things need balance. My opinion anyways. So yeah, he's got some insightfulness in there. And I mean, it is the perspective of how you think of it too. Like, I mean, I like how you kind of put it in a dimensional state where all these dimensions happen. Like right now, I love it that in our I'm pretty sure we talked about this last time, but right now there's a dimension inside of our, like, between you and me that is just intense. Like, we can't even understand it. The particles, the atoms, everything that's flying around.
That just moved everything, dude. But that's going on right in front of us that we can't even comprehend or understand at a microscopic level. That to me is another dimension. Is a dimension that we can't even understand and start to comprehend, that it could connect us from like distant to distant, or like you said, even though the audience is at another point, it's zero. What's not to say that the thoughts and the ideas that we're communicating are not or they're coming together through Irish Rovers talking to us, or JB, or just you in general, all of us coming through this one sense of consciousness or dimensional travel. What is that? Where is that? Can that be attained? I mean,
no, I think it can, because I mean, in all honesty, like the only thing that presents a problem for people is nothingness, and like the reason why voids like to be filled is because when something equals zero, and you're just like, holy shit, like I only worked 4 hours today, and I tilled the whole fucking field because I have a tractor. You know what I mean? Back in the day, zero meant like how much effort that you could possibly put into something until you wanted to stop and rest. The stopping and resting point is the 1, and the work is all the 0. And until you reach 1, you're not complete. So what I'm trying to say is that like the 0, the amount of work that people have to put in to reach 1, has increased a whole bunch, because our ability to like efficiently delegate our efforts to like other tools that we've created in the past that have solved our void and have filled our 0 and have made it easier to access a larger, greater 1 than. I mean, in all honesty, like the reason why we don't chip at stones anymore is because, well, our 0 is starting with ultimate, like just raw elements, and then our 1 is when we're done chopping the tree, but we don't need to make the tool anymore, because the 0 to 1 that it took to make the tool has been accomplished by people who are already able to like create and forge all of these items for us. You know what I mean? Like it's on a cheaper level. It's cheaper for us to work at a restaurant for 2 hours to build enough money to save an axe to chop a tree down than it is for us to invest or get a loan that we can't pay off for $3,000 to get a chainsaw. You know what I mean? Like it's a matter of how we compromise with the economy, and the economy that I most like to like acknowledge, and the reason why I kind of like refer to like pimping and shit sometimes is because it's an economy of libido. You know what I mean? Like the reason why I think that my just company is worth money is because I, as a representative of my personal company, need to understand that if I'm going to build something from the bottom up, then it has to be from my character. And I have to be willing to accept that eventually someone, if I'm going to be a real estate agent, might actually see this podcast and be like, holy shit, dude, like, why did he talk about bitches? And why did he talk about hoes? And why was he talking about pimping? When in all honesty, a pimp is just someone who's been a hoe before and understands the system well enough to take advantage of it.
To become the pimp. Yeah.
That's why Dave Chappelle came back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know. I want to drink more beer, but I know I shouldn't. Do you mind if I get a water? Is there water in here?
There isn't. It's in the other room. But anyways, we should probably actually wrap this up.
Word up.
We've been here for an hour and a half, hour 37 minutes. But the Irish Rover, thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, also, no joke. Thank
JB,
you guys.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
If anything, man, where can they find you? I mean, I know stand-up comedy and stuff kind of on a hiatus now, but you're always trying to push out stuff on Instagram. I see stuff. So do you want to give a shout out to where they can find you and stuff?
Find me on Twitter at Goldfilth, on Instagram at both 84.22370. That is the number 84.22370. That's my art page. And then my public profile, which I mean is still public, but it's actually more pictures of me and my friend James because he's like my brother. At Rude Buddha with 2 O's, Rude with 2 O's. Find me anywhere, and I'm always going to be fucking coming back to this guy's podcast. So
there you go.
Find me here too.
He's going to be a recurring guest, guys. We'll have him back a lot more. So you guys make sure to tune in. I'll be back probably tomorrow. I'll make sure to have another guest at around 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let me know what's going on. Also, check out all social media sites, MuseMe TV. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.